Alright, it's that time. I'm shooting the infamous pocket dump EDC style video. I just want to make it clear, my pocket dump is not necessarily everything I will have with me at a given day. I have specified things that I keep in my jackets, for example. I have specified bags I keep on my car, or in my car, or in my vehicle as well. So there are a lot of additional things that I will have with me or near reach on a daily basis, but I just want to make this video on exactly what I have on my person, guaranteed. This is the absolute minimum that I would have on a given day. So where do I start? Okay, let's get the boring stuff out of the way first. So this is just a standard leather wallet here. It's bifold. You got your cards and whatnot inside there. Insurance. One useful thing I keep in my wallet is a piece of paper. This is just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and this is folded up into a shape that fits just like this into one of the credit card slots in my wallet, and I find that comes in handy a lot. I am one type of person to make lists all the time. Whenever I have something I need to do or get done, I find myself being quite forgetful. I know most people do this in their phones, but sometimes it's nice to have a pad of paper, whether you want to make a small sketch or something like that, or draw something, whatever the case may be. I find it convenient to have a piece of paper. It doesn't take up much space, it doesn't get in my way, and it doesn't hinder me in any way by having it in my wallet. So I do keep a piece of paper in my wallet. That'll be the one additional kind of utilitarian thing I do keep in my wallet. Next to that, we'll go to my phone. This is the Google LG Nexus 5. This is a great phone. It's charging right now. Battery is not too bad on this phone. I can almost certainly get through a day on it unless I'm sitting on my phone doing whatever on Instagram or texting or something the entire day. Doesn't happen too frequently, but the battery is pretty good on that phone. I believe it's 3100 milliamps, which is about your average for your current smartphones. But that's a 2.4 gigahertz processor, so the phone's really fast, and that's a big deal to me. I use the camera a lot on that phone, whether I'm in school, if I have to take a picture of some notes or something like that, or for example, you see a nice car on the road, I want to take a picture of that. The camera on there gets a lot of use. Next to that, let's go to my keys. Now, my keys I change quite a bit. My keys will change depending on what else I'm bringing with me. Sometimes I'll eliminate some redundancy. Now, I'll explain right now. So, minimum, absolute bare minimum when I leave my house is I have to have this with me. My car key and my house key. These are the only two keys that I can't go without. These will come with me all the time. Just to show you here, so my car key, my Mazda key fob here, little switchblade style. This has a little crab claw on there, and to that I affixed my house key, and I like that because that's quick release, so you can very easily take your house key off if you need to move it to a different set of keys. Otherwise you just clip it back on, and that's nice and secure there. The crab claws are really secure in the sense that it will not rattle off, whereas there's some other key systems that have come loose on me, and things have come apart accidentally, which is not good. This last little thing that you notice here is a half of a quick detach keychain. This takes up very little space, and I like keeping it on this because I don't like fiddling with split rings, so that's why I use this quick detach system here, and I'll show you how this works right now. So the other half of this keychain is this right here. This is kind of the receiving end, and this is the part that can detach very easily. So the way this works is you hold it like so, and you push in this side, and by pushing this in, it allows these balls here to be pushed in, and then it can clip. When you let go, this is under a lot of spring tension obviously, when you let go, the force is brought back, and these detents stick out, and they will not allow it. So for example, just to show you, you push it together, you push the back down, it goes together, very strong, this will not come off. In order to detach it very easily, you just push on this, and then your keys are separated. So the reason I use this system is because depending on what larger tools I have with me, i.e. knives and flashlights, sometimes I'll supplement that with some smaller gear here. So The Night Eyes S-Beaners, I like them. Lately, I just want to let you guys know, I have had things fall off of these, and since I've been back to the store, I've been using this for maybe 6 months in my system, and since I've been back, they actually have a newer model of this, which has, right here, it's like a bar that goes kind of diagonally across it, and that bar actually sits in behind here and doesn't let you press this down, so it will not allow things to fall off. And I guess that's probably a popular issue that a lot of people were having with these. Maybe they're losing keys. Luckily, I don't think I've ever lost anything directly because of this coming loose, but it is a popular thing that has happened frequently with me. You just need to be cautious with that. I do like these S-Beaners though, and I will pick up some new ones with those extra safety mechanisms on there so your gear won't fall off. But sometimes what I'll do here is I will attach my Victorinox Cadet. So this is, for example, usually I'll have two knives. I'll have my Victorinox Cadet in addition to a larger folding knife. However, there are certain days where, for one reason or another, I don't have a larger folding knife, and this is the only knife I have. So it's, by all means, it's very helpful. And there are the opposite times where I may not want the extra bulk in my pocket to, for example, carry something like this, depending on what I'm wearing, depending on where I'm going. Depends on a few factors. So this is usually the first thing I have on here, and I put it on the S-Beaner like so it hangs away from the center, so it doesn't crowd the rest of the stuff on here as much. And I like that my tools open away from the other gear that I'm going to show you on here in a second. Then comes the flashlight, and this is a ThruNite TI3. This is a fantastic light. Right around that $20 price point. I believe this is 130 lumens. It uses your standard AAA battery. It has 3 modes. It has the famous ThruNite Moonlight mode, which you can see right here. It's not that bright. And then I'll turn this down here. And then it's in your medium mode, which is medium mode is usually sufficient for the majority of your applications, but you turn a third time and you're in your full brightness mode, 130 lumens. That's really helpful, and that shocks a lot of people when you pull this mini light out, and it has the illumination power of a lot more powerful flashlight. Runtime in this is pretty good. I've maybe been through 6 or 7 batteries over the duration of me owning this, which has been quite a long time. It's wearing pretty nicely. I mean, you're getting a lot of this black coating chipped off, so I'll let you get a look at this here. Both there and on the back, you can see there's actually quite a bit of damage on the back because I do carry this quite frequently. Now, I'm going to warn you, so the key system that this came with out of the box was really cheap, and it broke on me, and my flashlight fell off my keys. Luckily, I saw it. I was able to pick it up. Obviously, I didn't lose it. This is a little keyring system I put together myself with some odds and ends I had laying around. So the bottom one there, that's one of the Swiss Army style what's it called, split rings, and these are actually very good quality split rings, just like you see on the Victorinox Cadet here. These have good retention, and these will not easily fall off. What it came with was just the small loops that are just kind of bent around, and the metal's kind of pushed just so it's touching each other like this as a connection. Over time, when the loop gets pulled on, it will separate, and then your keys can jiggle and go out of the opening slot there. Then the thing I put in the middle is just to allow it to spin freely, and it won't tangle up my keys. And then I put one more split ring there, just on a larger split ring. So I'll take my S-Beaner here in this configuration. I'll stick my flashlight in the middle there. So these are a knife, file, a couple other bottle opener, and some other tools, and then the flashlight. Then what I'll do is I'll put on the quick detach receiver there, and then I'll take my car key and my house key, and all you do is you push it together, and that locks in. So sometimes I'll have this hanging from my belt when I'm out, or stuff it down in my pocket to keep it quieter. One other thing that I had on here up until about a week ago was a Night Eyes doohickey, and that's a little pry bar, can opener, and a hex bit driver. That's a fantastic tool. I have some pictures of that on my Instagram. You guys can see that in the description if you want to get a look at it. But I was at a party with a couple friends, and nobody had a bottle opener, so I took that off my keys and I had it passed around, and a long story short, I didn't end up getting it back at the end of the night. So I will have to go get myself another Night Eyes doohickey, because that is an extremely helpful tool. I use that all the time. The pry bar I thought was very helpful. I guess in the meantime I can be using some pry bar features on my Victorinox Cadet here, like the flathead screwdriver, that kind of thing. But it's definitely fantastic to have a dedicated pry bar on your keys. Okay, so that's my key system. Just to reiterate one more time, this is my mailbox key, by the way. I don't keep this on my keys. I leave this usually in the cup holder in my vehicle, because I will never go to the mailbox without my car. It's extra weight that I don't necessarily need on my keys. But back to my keys real quick. I just wanted to explain to you guys, I don't usually keep all these things, i.e. the Cadet, the flashlight, and the S-Beaner with my car key and my house key. If I want a very light carry, or if I'm wearing clothes that don't permit me to have such bulky keys, I will literally take just my Mazda key and my house key. Another thing, depending on where I'm going, usually when I go to school, so Monday to Friday, I will take my Lexar flash drive here. This is a 64 gig USB 3.0. This allows for a very quick file transfer, and it allows for a high volume of file transfer. I find this really helpful. It's fantastic that this is 64 gigabytes. I used to carry smaller flash drives, and they would fill up relatively quickly depending on what kind of files you're transferring over. So if I'm going to school, I would toss that on my keys here. Sorry about that. I would toss that on my keys here just like this. So that's my maximum key system with everything included there. Now, next to that, I'm going to mention almost always have a pack of gum on me. I wouldn't be caught dead without a pack of gum. I just think it's a fantastic thing to have. Nobody wants to talk to someone with bad breath, and whether you just drank a coffee and you have your coffee breath, or for one reason or another your breath doesn't smell fantastic, I think gum's a great thing to have. Next to there, let's just say, sometimes I wear a gold chain here, just a cross. This is a gift I got from my grandparents, and thought I'd mention this in the video here, because it is something I do have on my person on a daily basis. Next to that, where should we go? Let's go to this tool you see here. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. These are kind of like the single knuckle tools here you can put on just like this. This is quite a cheap one. I think I got this on eBay for right in the $4 or $5 range. It's all stainless steel. It's quite heavy, and it's really solid, although it wasn't very comfortable in the hand when I first got it. So what I did is I wrapped it in some paracord here, and it made the middle a little bit bulkier. Now this is a really, really tight wrap. It took me a long time to do, and I used some pliers to wind it and pull it really tight, because I didn't want this to be loose at all. And then just with a lighter there, I melted the end to keep it from untangling itself and coming loose. So this is a very tight wrap I have on here. This is more of a novelty item, just something to fiddle with when I'm not doing anything. And this actually fits perfectly in the watch pocket of your pants. So usually I keep my phone in my front right hand pocket, and in my right hand watch pocket right above my phone, this sits perfectly on there. And this comes with just this little cheap cord lanyard with this plastic bead, and this just sits out there. So if you wanted to pull this out, you just give this a tug, and this is out of your pocket. Next to, in my opinion, my favorite things that I like to carry, that I get, most conversations started over, would be the flashlight and the knives. Actually, before I go into detail of that, I'm going to show you just a quick couple pens I carry on a daily basis. So this is just out of a box I made here, just to organize some of my polyfen items that I have in my EDC rotation. So these two here are liquid ink pens. This one is of the style with the fine needle tip. This takes replacements from this company. Just to show you, this is a Pilot pure liquid ink pen, and this is what I love taking most of my notes with at school. The writing with this is very pronounced. You can do fine detail with light pressure, or you can write quite thick with a lot of pressure. And these cartridges, if I use it on a daily basis, will last me about 2 months before they need to be replaced. However, if you don't use it a lot every day, the cartridge will last you years. So this is a great pen. Next to that is we have Stabilo worker pen, same kind of style. It's a liquid ink pen, just like that one is. Just to show you, so you know what I'm talking about when I say liquid ink, you can see the ink flows down from the cartridge, if this can focus here, from the cartridge down into these kind of ribs here, and it will eventually trickle down. So you can just unscrew this here, and these are just the replacement cartridges that you get. They're quite cheap. Come in packs of 3. You can get them in all different colors. So when a cartridge is done, you just pull this out and you push the new one in, and there's a little kind of sharp edge there, and it punctures the end of the cartridge and allows the ink to flow. So as you can see, my ink level is about right here now, so this should be able to get me probably a couple more weeks. Alright. And the last pen, and probably one of my favorite pens, is the Uniball Jetstream. This is an absolutely fantastic pen for a few reasons. First of all, this is the smoothest pen I've ever written with in my life. Smoother than the Fisher Space pens and the Parker refills, and yeah, this is the smoothest pen I've ever written with, and I've spent a lot of time writing notes in my life with a lot of different pens. And just to show you what this is like down here, it's got a rubberized grip. Actually, the whole pen has a rubberized grip, and it continues onto your actual writing surface here. This uses refillable cartridges made by Uniball. But one of my favorite things that you can also think of with this pen is this can be a tactical pen, kind of like a self-defense pen, a Kubotan, in an emergency situation if you needed it to be. This pen is so unbelievably solid. It's crazy. This pen is a beast. The cap takes quite a bit of force to come off. Usually when I give somebody this pen, if they ask for a pen, they'll sit there for 30 seconds trying to twist it and pull it and click it because they haven't pulled with enough pressure here to detach the lid. That's something I like. These pens have been being carried by me for probably the last couple years. They're great pens. I continue to carry them, and it can be used in an emergency situation as a tactical or a self-defense pen. So I'll leave that there. So those are the pens I carry that mesh with the piece of paper I keep in my wallet there. Okay, in terms of flashlights, this differs quite a bit. I love the ThruNite TI3 that I keep on my keys. That flashlight is very adequate in a lot of situations. And this is a flashlight that I will usually have with me almost always during the day. Now, I know some people carry their big, intense flashlights with them all day, every day, when they leave the house in the morning, when they get home, when they go out at night, and whatnot, and that's fantastic, but I change my system up a little bit from that because I like to save on a little bit of weight when I can. So if I'm going out in the morning, and I know I'm getting home at 4 or 5 o'clock, and I know there's still going to be plenty of light out when I'm on my way home, I won't take a big, bulky flashlight. I will more than happily be equipped with a ThruNite TI3 during the day, and this can come in handy if you're indoors and you don't have access to sunlight or natural light or light bulbs or whatever, and you need a flashlight. This is very capable for that purpose. But however, when I go out and I know it's going to be dark when I go out, so say I go out for the night, go for dinner, whatever, go into someone's house, then I'll go out of my way and I'll take a more capable flashlight. And just to give you an idea of some of the flashlights I rotate in here, we have the ThruNite T10S. This is a great light. This is a 2 AA flashlight. It's got a nice pocket clip on here. Actually, I did a test when I first got this light. I was at my girlfriend's house and I was showing her the new light. And, you know, just to show off some of my gear, because I know we all like to toot our own horns and show how good our gear is sometimes. We were standing in her backyard and I was showing her the light. And I just threw it over my shoulder into her pool. And I left it there for the night. And I forgot it was in there. And I had turned the light on so I can find it when I wanted to go get it in the pool later. Her parents got home and they were walking in the backyard and they says, "Oh, you know, there's some weird thing in the pool. We don't know what it is." And I went and looked outside and I remembered it was my flashlight in there. So it was in there all night, probably over 6 hours. I pulled it out. So it's not completely waterproof. Water did get inside. It was still on when I retrieved it 6 hours later, and the light was still shining just as bright as when I threw it in there. However, when I opened it up and actuated the button a couple times underwater, It started to get a lot of water in there. So what ended up happening was the battery died. So I took it all apart, I let it dry, and after it dried, I put in a fresh battery, and it was working like it was brand new. I haven't had any issues with this since. It's a great light. It works fantastically, and it's pretty good size. Although it is a little bit heavy. This is the stainless steel version. In hindsight, I wish I would have got the titanium version, save a small amount on weight there. But it's a great light nonetheless, and I do have a good amount of use on this. Next light I bought for EDC carry, but I'll be honest, I don't really like this light for EDC carry, is the 47's Preon 2. This is a good light. I usually keep this as a bedside light when another light over here that I'm going to mention in a second is not present. 47s make some great lights. This is by far a beautiful light. This is a blue anodized aluminum light. You can see it's got some wear. I've dropped it a couple times from carrying on here, so it's chipped off the anodization. Not a big deal. This light, in my opinion, burns through batteries so fast. This takes 2 AAAs, and I find batteries are dead in this flashlight more than any other flashlight I have, with certainly not the most amount of use I have in this light. And I do recognize that AAAs are not the biggest size batteries you can get, but what bothers me with this light is this has 3 brightness modes. It has your low, your medium, and your high. And usually use this light on the medium or the high mode. The high mode is around between, I think, 200 and 230 lumens. I can't remember exactly, but you guys can find that information very easily online. But that's usually the range of light I'm in that I find adequate to use. And what will happen over maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks of use, if I were to carry this every day, is when the batteries start to lose some juice in this particular flashlight, what it does is it meshes the medium mode and the high mode into both a medium mode. So then after, for example, a week and a half, 2 weeks of use, you have a low mode, a medium mode, and a medium mode. When you change through your cycles, it literally does not get any brighter when you go from medium mode to high mode. I don't know if that's the case with everyone's Preon 2, but that is the case with mine. However, that's not the reason I don't like carrying this light. The reason I don't like carrying this light is, well, there's 2 reasons. First of all, it's an extremely slick light. It is so smooth. There's not much traction at all on this. Whenever I wear this in jeans and I sit down, this light starts to push out of my pocket because it's so smooth. Just the pressure of my leg pushing this up in my pocket. The clip is very good. I mean, I have no complaints about the clip, but it's not enough to push the fabric of my pants against this extremely smooth material, because you know what, it slips out of my pocket, and this light has fallen out of my pocket a couple times, and one of the times it was not even noticed by me, it was noticed by somebody else. Hey, you dropped your flashlight there. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm glad I didn't lose this $40 light. So yeah, the next reason I don't like carrying this light at all is you can see the button on top, and you see how it protrudes past the top there. When this light is sitting in the top of my jeans pocket, so let's just say this piece of paper is my jeans pocket, okay? So say I sit down, so my body now presses up against the top of this light. It is extremely easy to actuate this top button. A little bit of pressure, and when this top button is against something soft, like your waistband of your pants or your belt, for example, it's extremely quiet when this button is actuated, so you would never hear or notice when you turn this flashlight on. And there's a bunch of times that when this flashlight is riding in my pocket, I go to take it out and the light's already on, and I feel like that contributes to the battery dying so quickly sometimes. So not only am I fearful of losing this light, it turns on frequently when it's not supposed to, just by the way it rides in my pocket. And I've tried it in front pocket, back pockets. Only way it seems to work out fine is if I have a shirt pocket, but nowadays, you know, very few of my shirts actually have the shirt pockets that are deep enough to accommodate a light like this. So it's a good light, but it's a nightstand queen, because that's about the most use this light gets. Next light that I do like actually quite a bit, and this is usually a light I will take on vacation, or take when I'm going away from home for a prolonged period of time, not necessarily outdoors or anything, maybe if I'm staying at a hotel or I'm going on vacation to a different country or something, because I wouldn't be completely torn up if I lost this light, but there's a couple things I really like about it that I will explain right now. So this is the Through Night Saber model. And I'll tell you a couple features about this flashlight. So from wherever you purchase this light from, I purchased it on Amazon. It comes with two different bodies of this light. It comes with a AA version, which is currently shown on the light right now, and it also comes with a CR123 body, which is shorter and just a teeny bit thicker in diameter for this bottom portion, obviously to accommodate the larger diameter battery. The CR123 battery body will allow this light to achieve slightly brighter functionality. Yeah, that's basically the benefit of the CR123, while also being a little bit shorter in size. However, I like to keep the AA on there because AA's are very popular batteries. In almost any country, you'll be able to find AA batteries at any convenience store or grocery store. CR123s can sometimes be a little more difficult to find, and when you do find them, they'll charge you an arm and a leg for them, because they're not your most popular batteries. So I like the AA a lot more than the AAA because, in my experience, it lasts quite a bit longer. In terms of brightness settings, this has 3 brightness settings. This has the moonlight mode, which in my opinion makes these through night lights so valuable. There's a lot of occasions where literally that's all the light you need, and while it's not much and probably hardly anything to see here, this comes in handy so much when you don't need a ton of light and you don't want to kill your night vision or kill your eyesight. If you're sitting in an all black room, an all dark room, and you just want to maybe read a piece of paper or a book or something, this is the mode to go to. You don't necessarily need to, for example, go to your medium mode here, or even your high mode, which is extremely bright on this light here. But anyway, this is a fantastic light. Another nice thing I really like about this is that it is a twist top. Generally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of the twist top lights, but in this flashlight, because this usually rides low in my pocket, I don't need to worry about the same problems that I would have with, for example, the T10S or the Preon 2 with the level turning on mistakenly, because it is a twist top. So that's a nice feature with this light here. However, the T10S, Preon 2, or Through Night Saber almost never see pocket time when I'm at home and I'm going out at at nighttime, because I choose to carry the Through Night TN12. This is the 2014 model. You can see that there. And this is by far my biggest investment in terms of a flashlight. It's cost me probably as much as all those flashlights combined that I just showed you there. But capability-wise, this light blows people away. It's unbelievable. Just to give you a frame of reference, the headlights on my Mazda are rated at 1500 lumens. The Through Night TN12 is rated at 1050 lumens in the highest mode. This is an incredibly bright flashlight. It has tons of modes. And what a great light. This runs on either 2 CR123s, which is nice because if you run out of the CR123s, you can pick them up, at least where I live, at any gas station or Best Buy, grocery store, anything like that will sell CR123s. They're not the cheapest batteries. They're around $5 or $6 when you find them per battery, but you can stick those in your light and you will get great performance out of it. However, I have this running the Through Night 18650 batteries, and the Through Night versions, if I'm not mistaken, are 3500 milliamps or milliamp hours, and that gives tremendous runtime. I did purchase the Through Night Recharger, which I will do a separate video and review on those just to give you some more detail on it. Basically, I have 2 batteries, 2 18650s. I always keep one of them fully charged, so the second one of them starts to run low, and the flashlight does have a special indicator of when it starts to run low to give me some warning. I'll just swap it out and I'll charge up that one so I can keep it fresh for when the new one starts to die. This flashlight has, I'll put it to the lowest mode here first. So this is, again, your moonlight mode, which not a ton of light, but for example, when I get home late at night, I don't want to wake up my whole family. This is the light I'll use to navigate through the house. It's more than enough in a pitch black home. So then you have a little bit brighter mode, a little bit brighter, a little bit brighter, and one more. This is your 1050 lumens, and actually this is making my hand feel quite warm from the front of this light. Keep in mind, this flashlight is not made to continuously run at the 1050 lumens mode. I've had it on there for about 6 or 7 minutes before, and touching the head of the flashlight, it starts to get quite hot. So you have to be careful. Read the manual. It does say specifically that it's not made to be in that, they call it like a turbo mode for very long. However, next mode down from it, which is I think 800 lumens, or even the one down from that, which is around 500 lumens, you can keep it at that brightness until the flashlight dies, and it will not get warm. And I've done that multiple times. One thing I love about this light is because I use the 18650 rechargeables, I don't have to worry about batteries dying and having to pay for replacement batteries, because I know I can just charge them right up. So I find myself using this light way more because I don't feel like I'm being wasteful if I have my beam on when, for example, it's not being super helpful, or unless I really directly need it. This light, I look for excuses to use it because I know I don't have to worry about replacing the batteries. Another fantastic thing about this is it has some lips on both sides of the back button to prevent it from, first of all, being accidentally turned on. But my favorite feature about this light is that I can tail stand it, and I find myself doing that almost on a daily basis. There are times now where I will walk into my room, and instead of turning my actual dedicated lamp on my night table, I will turn this flashlight on. I will go to, or it was already on, I will turn it to the 1050 lumens mode, and I will tail stand it, and the reflection of this light off of my ceiling creates more light in my room than using my lamp with a 60-watt light bulb in it. So that's amazing. If I turn this light off here, you guys can see my entire table here is still illuminated. I'm in a large basement here. This is fantastic. This light is truly unbelievable. I mean, you guys can see how much light this is producing, being reflected off my hand. This is amazing. So I'll be doing a more detailed review of this, but this light has been getting an insane amount of use from myself over these past 6 months since I acquired this. That is the only light I will go out with. If I'm going out at night, that's the light I will stick in my pocket and make sure I have with me. I love the throw of that. One more thing I can show you with this. When you go out and say you had, I don't know, say you were in a questionable situation, you maybe needed to defend yourself for some reason at nighttime, all you have to do is hold the button here, the one at the front that you use, this one right here, for cycling your modes. All you have to do is hold that down, and it goes instantly to strobe. And people always say strobe is one of a good tactic for, you know, it can give you a couple seconds to get away in a bad situation if you needed to. So just something to keep in mind. And now to the knives. This is my favorite category here. I'm a knife fanatic, and this is where I take some of the most pride in my EDC. When other people see me, you know, ask what I'm carrying, whatnot. Since I'm such a big knife guy, and I do have a Wicked Edge precision sharpener, there's no excuse for my knives not to be razor sharp every day. So I make it a point to, for example, keep my knives in that stage. So, I mean, just to show you, these are some of the most popular knives in my rotation. This is a Benchmade 580 Barrage. I'm just going to show you each knife really quickly. 154 cm blade. I have an individual review on this if you're interested. Great knife, assisted opening. Little more tactical connotation for this knife. This is a Spyderco Southern, fantastic knife. It's a titanium frame lock, CTS 204P blade steel, which is amazing. This knife has held an edge for so long and stood up to so much abuse I've put it through. I'm very happy with it. People don't like the pocket clip. I'll be honest, I don't mind it. This is a great knife, and because of the almost exactly 1-to-1 ratio between knife blade and handle, this is one of my favorite knives. Again, this can be used in a tactical manner if you needed to. It has the finger choil on top here, which is the flipper. It has some jimping on the back. It's not the best jimping, but it is certainly functional. And it also has a G10 handle, which is it gives you a lot of traction. Then there's the Benchmade 940. This is an Osborne design. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about this knife. This is an S30V. Aluminum handle, pink titanium backspacer. Great knife. really lightweight, really small. This knife will melt in your pocket. Definitely not a tactical blade for this. However, it's still a respectable blade size, and S30V holds an edge really nicely. And another one I'll show you here. This is Spyderco Endura 4 in full flat ground. This is a great knife as well. This is VG10 with an FRN handle. Actually, one more quick knife I'll show you that gets rotated in is the Spyderco Sage 1. Great knife. This is an S30V blade, carbon fiber handle scales, milled out stainless steel liners. All the knives you'll see on the table here will be covered in more depth in an individual review on my channel. So if you would like to see that, you can go look at that for some more details. But those are basically the knives I carry. And just to quickly show you some cutness or some sharpness. Okay, so there's your Spyderco. This knife hasn't been sharpened in a while. Let's see how this does. That's impressive. Okay. Benchmade 580. Crazy sharp, all these knives. The Osborne 940, Benchmade. All great knives. Very sharp. Can even, you know, choke up and do some more finesse cutting, some curls like that if you want to. So great knives. And then the Sage 1, I did a different style edge on this. It's a very toothy edge compared to all the other ones, which have been stropped to 3.5 microns, but this still does cut paper, not as smoothly as the other ones, but it cuts well. Okay guys, so now you see what I carry on my person, my actual EDC that I have with me, not including my car or backpack or jacket EDC items. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support on my channel here. Please subscribe, like my videos, and there will be some similar stuff in the future in terms of reviews, testing, and that sort of thing. Again, thank you guys so much, and have a great day. Thank you for watching. My mistake, I forgot to include one thing, something I keep on my wrist, my wristwatch. This is the watch I carry on a daily basis. This is a Tag Heuer Formula 1 edition. This is a quartz watch. I'm not a big fan of automatic watches because sometimes I'll leave my watch off for 2 or 3 days, and I don't like coming back to pick up a watch and have to reset the time. I know you can get a winder and that sort of thing, but I didn't really want to get into that. It's a little more complicated than I wanted. So yeah, this is a fantastic watch. This is a crystal display. I think it's sapphire. Fantastic. Yeah, it is a sapphire crystal, as you can see on the back here. Or does it say right on top, I believe? Yeah, sapphire crystal, if you can see that. It's this Swiss handmade watch. It's water resistant to 200 meters. You could technically go diving with this if you want to. It has the screw down crown on the side here. I like the silicone band a lot because I do work with my hands quite frequently because it's something I enjoy doing, and if I had a metal band it would be completely scratched up. I think the black on red is very sharp in my opinion. That's why I like this. It has the chronograph that I use for a stopwatch on a regular basis. So great flashlight. However, this can be a bit of a pain to see in nighttime sometimes. So just to show you, I'm going to put my through night against this for a second. And I'm going to turn off the other light. Just so you can see, the hands do glow on this watch. I don't know if that'll be completely clear, but they glow. And that will allow me to see it at nighttime. Okay, so this is my wristwatch, Tag Heuer Formula 1. Let's focus here. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day, guys.